In 3 days, they packed in so much fun.
A lot of laughing, a lot of smiling. That'll be amazing.
It's a no-brainer. Travel the world, meet people. This was the best thing that ever happened to me.
You're listening to the DreamTrips Podcast.
I'm Wayne McMullen.
And I'm Brooklyn Peters.
And welcome to another incredible episode of the DreamTrips Podcast.
Here we are once again with a fun podcast that is packed with information for you, our members.
Well, I hope the fun, and today we'll turn to the technical side of DreamTrips by focusing our whole episode on the DreamTrips app.
I'm speaking with Andy Chu, who is our Senior Vice President of Digital.
Please tell me, though, it's not all going to be that techno-babble talk.
No, definitely not. We want to make sure that our members get a lot from these podcasts, and Andy realizes the importance of that, too. So we'll be, you know what?
What?
Why don't we just let our listeners hear it?
Always the best way to proceed as far as I'm concerned, so take it away, Brooklyn.
Thanks, Wayne.
Today's feature.
I'm here with Andy Chu, the Senior Vice President of Digital and expert on the DreamTrips app. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you.
So tell me about the DreamTrips app. How did the idea come about? What are the basics about the DreamTrips app?
Sure. I mean, a big part of the DreamTrips app is about connecting our members when they are traveling or even before when they are traveling. So if you look at the DreamTrip app, the first thing you would notice when you first get in there is a social feed. So when you're traveling about, you're taking pictures, you can upload onto the DreamTrip app and you can see where all these people are going. You can connect with all the members in our community, the closest to 500,000 people, and you can connect them as friends or close friends. And then now, a few weeks ago, we also have shipped a messenger client where you can actually start chatting. So one of the new things that we're going to be adding is presence. What that means is you can tell if someone's actually online or not. So you can start chatting with them. You see them if they're online. And one of the really cool things that we actually recently added is the DreamTrips messaging group. Because we're bringing all these people from all around the world to go onto the DreamTrips, right? So you may or may not know these individuals. So we're dropping the members that are going on these trips automatically into these groups. So you can chat with them before the trip, during the trip, or after the trip. So this is a way for our members to really connect with each other digitally. And then when they are on the trip, they can obviously socializing with these individuals.
So all they have to do is sign into the DreamTrips app and they can talk to any other DreamTrips member. And if they're going on an actual trip, they can talk to the members that are also going on that trip. Is that right?
Yep, that's right. And then they can share their pictures. They can share their URLs. You can also find, DreamTrips. You can obviously book the DreamTrips, book hotels and flights, and all that information as well through the DreamTrips app.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is.
A lot of times we position the different benefits of membership. So there's, you've got the DreamTrips Local and you've got the actual DreamTrips themselves.
Yep.
And all of that is kind of wrapped into the app as a benefit itself. So how do you see the app as a benefit to members? Like, how do you see it as adding more value to their membership?
Yeah, so I think for one, you as a member, say here in North America, you may not know all the members that in our community. So now with the app, you can connect with all the other hundreds of thousands of people around the world. All you have to do, just send a request to someone that you saw from a feed, and it's up to that individual to accept you as a friend or not. And on top of it, obviously, you can book the trips, you can discover DreamTrips, you can book hotels and car rentals and everything else that we offer. Additionally, you can also earn points from the DreamTrips app, right? So you go into the preferred restaurants.
So you mean DreamTrips Points? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Which go towards rewards DreamTrips.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So now you can go to our preferred restaurants, and it depends on the restaurants. Some of the restaurants that we have deals with, they also offer perks. Perks could be free appetizer, free drinks, but there are also opportunity for members to earn points.
So let's talk a little bit more about the stuff that we've kind of been referencing, the fact you can book travel, you can book car rentals, you can book a hotel, but, in relation to the DreamTrips points, you can also dine through the app and get the points. So tell us a little bit about the DreamTrips local aspect.
Sure. So when you go into the app, one of the tabs you will see is the Discover icon down below. Once you click on it, you will see a list of restaurants. And then out of those lists, say here in Dallas, Fort Worth, so we have we've made a number of deals with these restaurants. Typically, we're going after the cool and hip restaurants. And then once we have a deal with them, you will see a different tab under offers, and you see a number of restaurants. They would either give you, like I said before, either perks or offers. And all you have to do is go there and eat and spend money. And once you do that, there are a couple of steps that you have to go through for you to earn the points. And then we automatically deposit the points into your account.
So you can essentially use the app to dine your way to a dream trip.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Wow, that's cool. So how does the app make DreamTrips members' lives easier?
I think a big aspect of it is because these days everyone's on the go, right? And we have popular dream trips coming up, and they book out pretty fast. So when you're on the go, when you're on your phone, you can go into the app and you can discover what other trips are coming up. And if you know there's certain trips are coming up, and you can go through the app and book the trip while you're sitting on a bus, or ideally not driving on the train or other public transportation, right? So that's one aspect, just very easy for you to anywhere for you to book the trip. And then the other aspect is for you to connect with our hundreds and thousands of members globally. Now, with the messenger capability, you can also start chatting with people that you may or may not know, even before the dream trips. And if you go on the dream trips and so-and-so from different parts of the world, one of the new things that we're also adding is the capability to do translation. So just say you're going on a trip somewhere and there are members from Singapore and there are members from Europe, or say specifically Spain, and then you're going somewhere in the Caribbean. You may not speak, Mandarin Chinese, or you may not speak Spanish, but now within the messenger feature within the app, you just type your local language, and all you have to do, press on the message, and you translate it to your native language. So all these things are designed to make members' life easier, for you to do research, to book, to connect with people socially, and even, not even in your own language.
Okay, really cool. So I know that I have the DreamTrips app downloaded on my iPhone.
Yep.
What other devices is it available on?
So it's available on both iOS devices as well as Android devices. So we also support on the iPad as well, and different versions of Android smartphones.
Okay, cool. So what's next for the app? What's the end state? Like, what do we see the app being in the next 6 months?
Well, we're adding a lot more features and functionalities into the app. I can't talk about everything that we're going to be doing. But what you're going to see is we're going to continue to reduce the barrier for communications. So Messenger is one aspect of it. We're going to bring the travel experience and how you discover trips and discover people a lot more seamless. The way we're envisioning where everything needs to go is how do we bring the best of travel, the best of social, and the best of commerce all within the app. And that's where we're going.
So essentially the goal is to make it so that the member can go to one place for everything for their DreamTrips membership. Is that right?
Exactly.
As SVP of Digital, you're not just over the app, but also our websites. Where do you see that progressing and integrating in the future?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, I guess, in the industry, the buzzword is omni-channel. So, be it you go on the website, you go into the app, you go in offline. So the way we're looking at it is how do we provide a seamless digital experiences across the devices, the website, and apps, so how our members are interacting with us. So that's the direction where we're going. So if you look at the DreamTrips website today, there are a number of features are not available. So we're working towards to make some of these features available in the app, also on the websites as well. So how do you make the website a lot more social So those are things that we're working towards. The main thing for us as we think about the member experience, it is about this seamless experience. From when you start doing your research, right, trying to discover what are the cool trips, what are the cool dream trips are available, and finding out the weather, finding out who's actually going on these trips. If you find someone that's pretty cool, you want to go connect with, we want to provide you the capability to do that. And then be it the website or the app, also be a companion when you are actually on the trip. And then if you have met some really cool people on the trip, we also want to facilitate an environment for you to digitally connect it after your trip. And then you start that whole process again. So that's where we're going, is to make both the websites, be it the PC website, tablet site, the phone website, and the app seamlessly connected.
Talk about connecting and seeing when people are online or not.
Yeah, so you can have privacy controls. This is under the privacy control. So you can say, hey, I don't want to tell people that I'm actually on this dream trip. So we're adding those capabilities as well.
2 to 3 years from now, where do you see the whole digital platform for our company, and how will that help our members?
I think what you will see is it's about the integration. What we are doing is by bringing in the best of social, what you do today probably on Facebook and Instagram or Snapchat, and how you're communicating with your friends. Bring the best of those. Bring the best of travel, specifically related to us would be dream trips and booking hotels and other things. And then also the commerce aspect. So by bringing in, hey, we know that you're going on a dream trip with X number of friends. There might be other products because we also have a marketplace today. So there are things that you might need in a specific destination. So what we're trying to do is bring all these pieces together. So as a member, you actually not only have a very seamless discovery, research, and booking experiences, but you are also easily connected with people around the world that you really care about. And that's just on the digital platform. And then mirror that, with all the other physical experiences that you will have when you go on these trips. So those are the vision that we have, is how do we provide that really seamless experience to our members, doing all this stuff, and of course earning points, right, for you to go on your next trip. And then while you're on the trip, how we are leveraging digital to really enhance your overall travel experience, right? Certain other things today, we all do this, right? So when you go on a trip, you snap a bunch of pictures. Mm-hmm. And then some people like to write journals, right? So you can start writing journals, taking pictures, and we'll give you a couple buttons at the end of your trip, and you can just publish it to the world, right? So, and that's really about, the after the trip experience. So those are the things that we want to stitch all together to really benefit why you want to be part of this community.
I would love if we could just talk for a second about three different things, if we can section it out.
Sure.
Or how does the app benefit a member before the trip, during the trip, and after the trip?
Sure. So the benefit before the trip would be around research, right? So because you want to find out what are the trips, what the information related to the trips. So there's the planning and research aspect. So that's one pillar there. So during the trip is from the communication, once you start leaving your house, right? Things might happen. But once you get there, you want to start socializing perhaps with with the host locally, with different friends that you have made. You can, again, using the app to do that. You can also uploading pictures. You can start tagging people as well. During the trip, because you might be in a destination at a city that we have preferred restaurants. So once you're there, you can also dine your way to earn DreamTrip points for your next dream trip, because of our local initiatives in multiple cities, right? So
and more cities every day.
And more cities and more restaurants every day, and that's just starting at the restaurant. We are expanding in other categories as well.
And that seems like a great way to meet locals as well. If you go to a DTL or a DreamTrips local event, in another city, if you really want to get an authentic experience,
Yep.
to get to meet other members in the city that you're visiting.
Exactly. So and then you can connect with them, and then once you have left, you can still talk to these folks after the fact.
And you know that you're going to get to go to the best restaurants and the coolest places because they're preferred.
Yep.
And they're, definitely. Yep. That's really cool.
Yep.
So then once you get home, and I guess the next benefit would be that you're able to stay in connection with the people that
you can definitely continue to stay connected with the folks that you have met. Then you can start following people's feed and look at, be jealous of all the other trips that other members are going to. And then you can start coordinating perhaps on your next trip. And from the points that you just have earned from the restaurants that you went to while you were on the trip. And in the future, we also want to support other mechanisms in which, what I described earlier, we can stitch all the experiences that you have during the trip, and you can now post up to the world.
Well, that's all the questions I have. Again, this is Andy Chu, SVP of Digital here at DreamTrips. Thank you so much, Andy, for coming to talk to us.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
I hope Andy didn't spill the beans too much.
He is such a smart guy. And some of the ideas he has about where our digital platform will be in the coming years is just incredible.
Yeah, exactly. That just shows you how important it is to download the DreamTrips app from the iTunes Store or Google Play as soon as you can. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Thanks. He's a smart guy, and we're fortunate to get in some time in his busy schedule to speak to him.
And the plans for the DreamTrips app are going to absolutely revolutionize our community and have a lasting effect on both the world of travel and social media.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of social media, let's hear the latest installment from our social media guru, Jason Clayton, as he reads us his favorite posts and tweets from around the globe.
The Social Beat.
It's really exciting to watch how our members are using the social features in the app to share their experiences, connect with other members through the Messenger feature, and discover the next trip through wicked cool video technology. Here's what our members have to say so far. At Nicomark shared, getting first-hand experience on the DreamTrips 360 degree, and it was mind-blowing. At Jimmy IMD shared, I love our DreamTrips app, smiley face, smiley face. Now we can chat there, share vacation pics, book flights, and dream trips to go to. And finally, Kristen Fortenberry Simmons shared, this is so cool. Our club keeps getting cooler and cooler. Now many of our trips are on our app with this cool technology that you can check out your destination before you can go using this 360 camera view. Love it.
The Social Beat.
Thanks, Jason, for sharing our member posts from social media with our listeners.
That 360 degrees camera view is just the most amazing thing. Have you tried it out yet, Brooklyn?
I agree. It's almost like being there on one of the thousands of dream trips we've listed in both the app and dreamtrips.com.
I just love how the app makes it so easy to search for dream trips. And you can do it a whole variety of ways.
Yes.
And let's not forget how many of our restaurant partners are also in the app now. So you can start eating your way to your next dream trip.
Or dining your way to your next dream trip.
Well, one or the other. As long as there's food involved, I'm involved in it for definite.
You spoke to another member this week, Wayne, specifically about the app, right?
I sure did, and I guess that's my cue for my favorite segment.
Member Spotlight.
As you guys know, we're scanning an awful lot of your posts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and you name it, and we're looking for members who've got really something cool to say about their membership. And today we actually have the great pleasure of welcoming to the DreamTrips podcast a member who's all the way up there from Lyndhurst in New Jersey, a young lady by the name of Kim Tobin. Hi, Kim. How you doing today?
Hi, Wayne. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, thanks. First off, let me find out, how long have you been a member of DreamTrips?
I've been a member of DreamTrips for about 5.5 years.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a long time. You must have been on a lot of trips.
Yes. Actually, we've been on over 10 dream trips within the past 3.5 years alone. And I have 2 more scheduled for the rest of the year so far.
And of course, the reason why I'm reaching out to you today is the post that you did on social media regarding the app. What is it about the DreamTrips app that really motivated you to post on social media about it?
Oh, the DreamTrips app is absolutely amazing. And it just makes it so easy to just go on your phone and check what dream trips are up, how much they are, and everything is basically at your fingertips. So you really don't have to waste time logging onto a computer. Everything is on your phone, which we take everywhere anyways, right? So
Exactly. It's funny, we had an interview in this episode with Andy Chu, who's over all of our digital crew here at the company. And he was saying, how much the DreamTrips app really means to people and how much it's going to mean to people going forward. What are some of the things that you'd really like to see added to the DreamTrips app as an enhancement going forward?
I would love to see us to be able to go shopping on the mall through the app. Because I actually use that as a gold member or a platinum member, you're able to go shopping on the mall. So I would love to be able to do that through the phone.
I understand that totally. And that's the cool thing I think that people don't realize about the app is that, we're really in a beta testing phase with it right now where we're rolling out a lot of new things. And Andy alluded to some things in his segment on today's podcast about what the future may hold for us. And we really take feedback from members as to what it is they'd like to see in the app. We want to make it a really great tool for everybody out there. Now, let's be honest here. A lot of people are shy when you talk about apps and technology, and they're not too sure whether they can actually, handle the app and navigate through it. What would you say to people like that?
I would tell them it's super easy to navigate, and whoever created the app was some sort of a genius, I feel, because it's just self-explanatory. All the tabs are easy to scroll down. You can check out your profile, how many points you have, what membership you have. You can upload your own pictures. You can even chat with other people that are going on dream trips. It's just really, really amazing. It's really easy and simple to navigate.
So, you're talking about chatting with other people on dream trips, and it's almost like it's like a little built-in digital community. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, I have actually a group of my friends that booked Dubai, and they were all talking about going to Dubai. So one booked the Dubai trip, and then it just went viral. They're like, okay, let's all book this trip. I didn't get to go on it, but there's a good chunk of people that are doing it. So,
well, and let me point out here that you're actually, how can I put it? You're sort of slightly restricted right now as far as travel is concerned.
Slightly, yes, I would say slightly, only because I'm about 36 and a half weeks pregnant.
Congratulations.
So thank you. Even though my husband's tried to bribe two of my doctors to get me to fly, it's a no-go. So, but we're still planning 2 dream trips, like I said, after the baby is born. So, that's not going to stop me. And it's all about creating memories with your family because, that's what's most important, I think.
Exactly. It really is about creating memories with your family. Would you say that the DreamTrips app actually allows you to do that a little bit easier?
For sure, because I'm just anticipating the fact where I won't be able to open up my laptop because I'll just be so busy with the baby, but I'll have my phone on me. So while she's down for a nap or maybe while I'm, feeding her, I can just scroll down on my phone and be like, oh, okay, and still keep up with what's going on in the app.
I'm glad you really love the app. I'm glad you took the time out of your busy schedule to actually post about the app on social media. Kim Tobin from Lyndhurst, New Jersey, thank you so much for being a member, and thanks for joining us here on the podcast today. And I wish you very much success with that baby when it arrives.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be a part of this amazing, amazing DreamTrips membership.
Member Spotlight.
I never thought of how a new mom would get so much benefit in using the app. No more having to park at the computer and search for your next adventure. Just take care of the baby and plan your next outing all at once.
Exactly. Kim was so much fun to chat with, and I'll tell you what, that lady certainly knows her way around the app.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I spent a big chunk of my life in New Jersey, and just talking to her just reminds me of the friendly manner that epitomizes really what all DreamTrips members are all like.
Well, it is a great community, as all of our new members are going to find out. So what special surprises do we have in store for the next DreamTrips podcast?
Well, I thought you'd never ask. Well, I did. I knew you'd ask eventually. Next week is all about what your membership entails, and what you can expect from Dream Trips. And you are going to be interviewing the Vice President of Membership Products, David McKay.
Oh, man, I am so looking forward to speaking with him.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and he has a real clear vision of how to get our members the most from their membership.
Sounds great. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode.
Aww.
I know. But no worries, as the next podcast is just around the corner.
You know, this is too much fun.
Yeah.
I'm Wayne McMullen.
And I'm Brooklyn Peters. And remember,
The best way to experience the world is together.
The Dream Trips Podcast.
The proceeding was a discussion about the benefits of the World Ventures Dream Trips membership and is meant for entertainment purposes only. Offers and benefits will vary by market and location. Members should refer to the DreamTrips.com website for terms and conditions of membership in their market and location.